Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you to be again here with me. So, menu of the day. What we're gonna talk today about? Prop houses. Do they make money? Yes, they do. Thank you very much. Goodbye. No, no, please don't kill me. Okay, so basically it's not that simple. I will say that I left this this topic on purpose at the end of the month, as I'm sure that will trigger some discussion. I don't know if here, I don't know what's the policy of the company, if they're gonna allow discussion on this video. It's probably going to trigger some discussion maybe into forums, which is where traders and exchange ideas. I think it's a very good resource for people. Sometimes in forums though you have people expressing forums that don't really have the competence to actually have a proper opinion about what we're talking about. Anyway, well, let's say that generally speaking, when you own a prop, you want to move towards a very well diversified risk model. You want to possibly be more into arbitrage than into discretionary trading. These are topics that we touched in the previous videos and we discussed already. You want to move towards a sort of a brokerage model. Anyway, you want to try and diversify your risk in every possible way. Still, we discussed different type of prop houses. Now, what I'm going to talk to you today about is more the so-called video game model, which includes Savius and some of his competitors. So, as you know, I owned this very prop for a few years. Till I sold it in 2020. Let me tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy because still you have a bunch of running costs, which goes from office space, employees, marketing, insurance, data, you name it. Those costs are just to keep the lights on going. I mean, these running costs are sure as debt and taxes. I mean, they are there. What is not sure is the income that will come from trading. The income coming from trading, it's very relative because of course it depends on how you run the business and how you are good on selecting traders. And of course during this process, especially for what concerns risk management and software and everything else, whatever you need to try and control your risk, you want the best. If you want to survive in this aspect, you really want the best. For example, I had a grandfather. He lived up to, he was 100 years. He used to drink the best wine. He used to smoke the best cigars. He used to drive the best cars. He was actually going out with some, very good looking girl, the best of the best. And finally, do you know how he passed? Wanna know? Well, fucking yeah, we had to kill him. It was costing a fortune. No, okay, sorry. So the most uncontrollable part of this business is of course the trading risk part. It's very difficult, and even it is the main topic of a prop house. Fishing out good traders out of mixed bags of different traders is difficult. One of the difficulties that we were encountering is that traders tend to trade especially the same markets. Crude oil, ES, S&P 500, the mini Nasdaq, and some were trading the Nasdaq. So you have a bunch of people trading the same sort of markets, and you can make sure that then when your live traders start losing money, for example in a very trendish day, they will be losing money all together or at the same times. Most of the time during trendish markets they will be on the wrong side of the market. That's typical. So when you're putting together your risk matrix, you should be aware of VAR and many other risk management to make sure that you don't break the boundaries, let's say. So the fact that you are selecting traders, so it's not really like running a casino where you can make sure that you always win. You say, okay, because you get plenty of traders subscribing and buying the whatever you call the test, and then that will cover. It doesn't necessarily mean like that, and it's not like that you will make money. You will make money if you actually succeed in having traders and keeping them alive. But it's very difficult, as I told you, especially after they get the first check. Normally that was a very delicate phase. Once you have a trader who actually makes money, you want to keep him alive. You want to try him, and that becomes difficult when this money arrives in his pocket. Then all the infastos emotion comes to play. You become emotional hostage of your trading or your money. So it's very difficult. So at the same time, you know, I know what you're thinking. Okay, yes, but the requirements, the tests that you're making, they are impossible. Of course they are impossible. I mean, if you look at some of these tests, 6% in a month, 5% in a month, 10% in a month, with max drawdown 5-6%. So if you start to analyze those figures, you come out with crazy numbers. So you should be making 72% per year with minimum drawdowns. It doesn't make sense. On the other side of the barricade, I must tell you that until I was brought to do this, as I said in my previous video, I had plenty of traders going live which were not prepared, which were not ready to face the gap between sim trading and live trading. Sim trading, gentlemen, you should be making money easily. It's a piece of cake. It's like it's the same difference from flying an F-16 on your PlayStation and actually flying a real plane. There's a huge difference of something that you can do on a simulator and something that you do live. So making money on a simulator is something you get there eventually. It's just a question of technique. You learn the technique. You can go and learn how to put the right spin on a ball from Roger Federer, and that will not make of you a world tennis champion or even a decent tennis player. Maybe your emotions are so big that you play against your neighbor, which is 30 years older than you, and still you lose. So there is a part of the job that is learnable through exercise, and that is probably how to trade in a simulator that you can learn. But then to replicate those similar results, once trading a live account, once real money is at stake, this is totally another championship, is another game. And that is why, especially when you trade, you select traders through this, you need to stress the traders to the top. You really need to put them under pressure. Otherwise it will be too easy. Just click, go do your groceries, have a beer, make money, and then when it's live and it's money, it's real money, you're not there, you're not prepared. Say, okay, but why then don't you move towards long period of time? And so, okay, that will be investing. But how long will it take a prop house to test 1,000 traders if each test lasts 1 year, 6 months, 3 months? That famous competitive advantage of selecting potential good traders through a bunch from a big data set just vanishes. Then it doesn't necessarily mean the purpose of a prop house is just to find that. Okay, so the last point I want to stress, as a parenthesis, I like to say this once in a while. I believe intraday trading is very stressful. It's one of the most difficult type of trading to be successful on, because it really burns you from a psychological point of view. It burns a lot of resources. You need concentration, attention. You need to keep your conscience, your inner dialogue constantly in equilibrium. It's something which is very difficult and time consuming. It's very difficult to do, especially when you're alone. So think about it, if that is really what you want, if you want to exchange your time for that sort of money. It's something you should consider. Also, I believe that that sort of trading is very similar. It could be addictive. It's something you should be aware of, I believe, or at least that's my personal opinion. So it can trigger some of those pitfalls, like other vices, like playing cards or going to the casino, or some other sort of addiction. So as human beings, we are delicate. You can be dependent on anything, even on chocolate, you can imagine, on video games. So this is really similar to a sort of gaming dependency. So keep that in mind. My father used to make fun of me when I was trading, and he used to say to me, Pietro, do you know the difference between a trader with a degree and a trader without a degree? Well, the trader with a degree, he can explain you very well to the detail how he lost you $1 million. A trader without a degree, he cannot tell you how he made you $1 million. So that was my whole guy. Okay guys, I believe that my father's sentence was a good way to finish this video. Trade safely. I'll see you next month. Bye.